Sig Van Dam from Nimble User, and I gave Sig a long script, and he was like, Kevin, I can't read all this. So here's a light. Do you need my glasses? Let me know.
Bridge version. Yeah, so first of all, I'm honored to be up here. If you don't know me, my name's Sig Van Dam. I'm the founder of Nimble User. Our tagline is technology for innovators, so this whole thing on innovation and culture is really a passion of mine, and I'm very proud to do this. Something you should know, and you probably have heard, has everybody here heard of community brands? Okay, good. Hopefully, you probably, it falls in one camp or another as to how you feel about that, right? Like some people are like, oh, I'm really scared, oh, this is really bad, or this is really great. I want to tell you that, why we selected them we were looking for growth financing, and why we decided to go with community brands, and why it was so compelling. There's a little secret that most of you may or may not know, and that's that like probably every company that came up here today, and Nimble User, our competitors that are out here, every single one of them to a degree is underfunded. And when you talk about innovation, and you talk about driving forward with future forward technologies, Jason was showing, artificial intelligence, things like that. It is ungodly expensive to do that correctly. And so for 25 years, we did that all organically. We raised all that capital ourselves, but we ran into a jam where we could not accelerate to the degree that we wanted to accelerate. And community brands, if you look at it, it's Abilla, it's Aptify, it's Your Membership, it's Nimble User. There's a new one out there called Configio, and they're not done. We are putting together the best, most respected brands in the association industry, and we're funding them significantly. So just so you know, since the acquisition, Nimble User has got 7 more staff. So what does this mean to you? While Nimble User was already an innovation leader, we're going to be able to do more than we've ever been able to do before. It is a good thing. And there's different opinions on that, but I want to tell you that as somebody that's deeply involved with it, it has really, really worked out well. I just want to give you a little idea as to the type of firm that we're dealing with, which is Community Brands. Community Brands is a CEO, his name is J.P. Gilbo. Does everybody know him? You may or may not know him. One of my concerns when I was dealing, we're looking for growth funding was, the whole private equity thing and some of the things that go on there. You never really know what can happen. I just want to tell you one story about JP that kind of really brought it home for me. JP was a high-level executive at Intuit, and he ran their support. And as someone that has dealt with multiple different types of support, but in particular with Intuit, one of the things that he did is he moved their support from overseas back to the United States. That is not a financially good decision. That is a customer experience decision, where customer experience was put above anything else. And that's really what Community Brands is about. Nimble User has always been that way. If you know, and you've met our staff and things like that, that has always been the core to us, is really revolving around the customer experience. So with that, we've got fundraising software, fund accounting software, AMS software, all of those things, and each of these is going to get the funding that it needs to be truly innovative. And so, if you have any questions on that, I'd be happy to answer them. I'd love to talk to you about Nimble AMS or Aptify or Abilla, Your Membership, Configio, any of those products we'll talk to you about. So, we've got a couple of innovation awards here. There's 2 organizations that really stood out, and there's also a very, very impressive runner-up. Before I announce the awards, I just want to tell you a little bit about this award. In order to apply, associations or nonprofits must have introduced a new product, service, or process within the past 3 years. And this product must do one of 5 things: advance a cause, grown revenue, boosted customer engagement, increased efficiencies, or decreased costs. In a few words about our first runner-up, it's the Association for Corporate Growth, and they underwent a complete redesign of its website. The redesign included not only its core site, but also 58 chapters around the world. And the goal was to provide a seamless experience across the entire global and chapter experience. Definitely not a small feat, right? They turned to Sandstorm Design to create and develop a scalable web ecosystem. So congratulations to Sandstorm Design and their incredible work on this project. and Sandy Marcico. I like how you made it so I pronounce that. I always get that with Sigmund Van Dam. Somebody butchers the daylights out of it, so it's great. Sandy, please stand up and be recognized. You can check out their new global site at acg.org. Now on to the two winners. The first one is the anesthesiologist, and my booth is right next to them, and I was talking to them. They said, "Yeah, we designed this simulation," and my brother's an anesthesiologist, so I thought that was pretty interesting. But then, what really brought it home for me, she says, "It's a call of duty for an anesthesiologist." Like, okay, I probably want to play that myself. I'm not even an anesthesiologist. But it allows flexible, self-paced, just-in-time training. So please join me in congratulating the American Society of Anesthesiologists, Elizabeth, okay, I hope I get this right, Lepkowski, is here today representing ASA. Elizabeth, please come up to the stage so we may present you with this award. There's also another organization that's very deserving of this award. This organization realized that in recent years it relied too heavy on volunteers. Anybody else have that? I have a lot of associations tell me that. They kind of burn out a certain segment of them, right? The association required member physicians involved in education and long-term planning. And they realized that their bench was shallow and needed a new value prop for volunteer participation, in particular for clinician educators. This eventually led to establishing a completely new designation based upon the organization engagement. Designees are selected based upon a scoring system that measures all 83 different ways for volunteers to contribute to the association's education efforts. The inaugural class of 150 designees will be honored next month at the association's annual meeting in Toronto. Now, I've been to this association, it's American College of Chest Physicians, and I can tell you that just as someone that is involved with innovation, it's just a stunning place to go if you ever get a chance. They actually have, operation rooms. They've got robots that will throw up on you. It's involved. So congratulations to the American College of Chest Physicians and the launch of its distinguished chest educator designation. Nikki Augustine will receive the award today on behalf of CHEST. Nikki, please join us up on stage. So thank you all who contributed for this first Innovation Award. Stay tuned for details of next year's award. And meanwhile, it says right here, it's never too early to think about what to submit for next year. Congratulations.
No, you did. Thank you very much. All right, so we're winding up. Thank you for hanging in there with us, especially those online. Thank you. I know it's been a long day watching and waiting for us all day, so we appreciate your patience. There are a couple other people I want to bring up, because again, no, Lyle, I have 2 more slides on that one. No, it's fake. Thank you. So again, our reception and band would not be possible without some great support from our sponsors. So I'd like to have Abe come up and say a few words about his group.
So yeah, so I'm Abe Dane. I'm one of the founders of TISRA. We're a digital publication platform company, and I'm just really humbled to be at this point following so many incredible presenters. Even the vendor presentations were really good. And I think probably my only saving grace at this point in the program is that there's so many great ideas to rip off and duplicate from the platform, as Joey put it. So we are a digital publication platform. We're real publication geeks going back many years. My involvement with publications goes back to the time period that the band is from. Just thinking through some of the themes and how we connect with them. Definitely the idea that Jamie mentioned of unlocking new value. Publications are traditionally some of the richest distillation of intellectual property that associations have. And it's the way that people consume information now is really, really challenging to extract the full value out of them, both for your users and for your organization. So thinking then to Jenny's presentation, it's about finding the thirsty horses. It's about finding ways to make your publications more findable, through both your own search and browse mechanisms and also through things like Google, and then enabling people to understand and discover the value of your publications and to share them by providing a very flexible sampling of the information and targeted promotions that are based on all the great information that you have in the association management software that we integrate with. And then I love Joey's thing about the whole process of empathizing, ideating, and prototyping and testing. We really come into the prototyping end of things. We make it very easy and fast for you to get your ideas out there in terms of how you want to present your publications, how you want to structure them, how you want to package and make them available and sell them to users. And to get feedback and data, because you can use the same tools. The way we deliver publications enables you to use the same tools that you use for analyzing all your other web properties. And lastly, enabling you to go from 1 pie to 10,000 pies. We work with organizations ranging from tiny mom and pops you've never heard with. We have just a handful of publications to people like the American Medical Association, the American Dental Association, American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, and so on. I'm not sure exactly how it's on message for TISRA to be sponsoring drinking, although I guess publishing and drinking do have a historical connection. I was thinking about well, drinking makes you think you're more agile, TISRA makes you actually be more agile. So it goes on.
So remember, Abe's buying us drinks in a few minutes, so collect his visit card. I want to invite Eva Montgomery. And so Eva paid for the band to come out and music. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. When Kevin said that the band is an 80s cover band called Members Only, that was when I was looking at sponsorship opportunities. I'm like, that's the one. As a child of the 80s, I had to participate. So Cadmium CD, for those of you who have never heard of us, we are a company that's been around for 17 years. And we provide software to help associations with their annual meetings. So, annual meetings, key component of any association, and anyone who's been involved in planning a conference knows how much work it is. So our software helps your teams streamline that entire process. So we have modules that will help you with the abstract management and collection, or abstract submission and review process, speaker and exhibitor management. We do online booth sales and sponsorship sales, and then you have all of that great content. We also have the modules that will publish that content. So we have an online planner, a 5-star rated mobile app that we constantly get great feedback from attendees on how useful the app was at the event. We also do digital posters and audio recordings. So basically from start to finish, our platform is very customizable, and integrated. And the last component, from an IT standpoint, everyone is asking us to integrate with either their AMS vendor or their registration vendor. So we've integrated with just about everybody. So if you are looking for any help in that area, streamlining that entire process, come see me. So, and Kevin, I think we are ready
I
for
have a few
music?
closing remarks.
Okay.
But yeah. Thank you for the band. So as Lyle helps me bring up my closing slides, I have a couple other things. So for those of us that are still online, or if you want to follow us, please do at orgCommunity. We're going to try to do some live streaming of the band and the folks outside. Also, there is a card out front for Mark Nagsal, who is in hospital right now. So for those of you who know him, we do have a card by the registration desk. So if you want to sign that and send him get well soon as possible, we appreciate that. So once again, I just want to thank all of our partners, the thought leaders here with us today. As you can see and hear, everyone was trying to weave the themes of the day together, so it just wasn't kind of one-off, sales pitches and things of that nature. So thank you for that. I think our audiences definitely benefited from that thought leadership, and so thank you very much again for your participation and support. I just want to leave everyone with our 2018 calendar of our signature events, as well as our round tables. And the one thing I did not add here are these circles that we've been doing and will be doing in 2018. So our Innovation Day will be March 7th, and that's going to be hosted at the American Society of Anesthesiologists. They got the award. They did the demo. I mean, they're all over the place. So anyway, they're hosting us in the spring of next year. And then this Solutions Day, we moved it out a little bit to November. And most likely that's going to be down at the Mid-America Club in downtown Chicago. Just because I think we're going to be a little bit bigger than this. Since we had to do the online for the overflow, I think there's like 17 or 18 sites that were online with their staff members. And then check out our website for the calendar of events for the round table and circles. And really just a big thank you. I know it was a long day. Again, it's hard to take a full day out of your busy schedules. So Sherry, I appreciate you doing that. Hopefully you can look at what you wrote down on your challenge card. Are you getting closer to a solution or really studying that problem? Maybe you can tell me outside when we listen to the band. But anyway, I hope you had at least one takeaway from this, and hopefully some more, hopefully made some new connections. And on to the band. So again, thank you very much.